Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Hola, do you know? Hi, what about situation in the that area? In here, you see that in the news, no? Flooding and some type of things are there. Now, no water in here. And the electricity supply is okay. But the road problems and roadblocks, that type of things are there. What about their situation, Kunnagal area? Or any troubles? No. Or any problems? No. Okay. When that after 12, 1 p.m. that time actually it's raining. It starts that thing like that. Okay, actually that is some kind of that it's ending at next 6th or something. No, August 6th. Yeah, that day. Anyway, we wish it's not something happened badly like the past. We wish for that. Right away. So last week, we finalized that intrapersonal communication thing, and after that thing, interpersonal communication will also be discussed. No? What's the last topic we actually discussed? Last one. It means main topic. Intra already finished, and we do that brain and nerve system, that thing also. And after that, we start interpersonal communication. Yeah, and the two types of the interpersonal communication was we discuss. Yes, and characteristics and benefits are there. And what is the last topic? Last topic, main topic we discussed. Fully completed topic. What is the topic? Last one. Group or public. Oh, we finished that too also. What is that one? I remember that interpersonal communication already communication, right? Interpersonal communication we already discussed or not. I just give a full explanation for that thing, or not just full explanation. We already discussed about the characteristics and benefits. All are finished or not? We have to start interperson or discuss the right. So today we have to discuss about the group communication. No? Then there's no any ideas we discuss about the group communication. No? We have to start group communication. No? Yeah, I think we have to start group communication now. Yes, right. Group, no, group idea. So group communication, some kind of a team idea is there. You know about it. So group is not like one person work or two, three-person work. Actually, always if you want to explain what is group communication, it actually starts from what kind of idea? It's some kind of a more than five people idea. Okay, mainly we have to understand that what group is not like less than five idea. It's always more than five idea. Okay, more than five idea. More than five idea. Okay. And there are some several types of groups we can see, but mainly you have to think about this thing. Group actually starts from what thing? Firstly, it's a single one person idea. A single one person idea. Firstly, it's actually a interpersonally is firstly start. Think about that. Hitler or someone, he developed some kind of a military-based Nazism, fascist-based system in Germany. You know about that thing. We discussed that thing in the first lesson. So Hitler started that kind of system, but Hitler is the first person. Okay, Hitler is the first ideology for that thing, and that after that thing, he communicates this point with some trusted people that he has. So after that thing, two, three people after that comes. Then that people discuss that thing with another two, three people. Automatically, firstly, intrapersonally, Hitler developed the idea. Then two people communication means interpersonally, second group, second idea actually developed. Then intrapersonal convert to interpersonal. Interpersonal convert to what thing? Group. Okay, that is the idea. It's some kind of expand idea, some kind of a spreading idea. Okay, but it's starting on one point. Firstly, it starts from intrapersonal idea. Secondly, it becomes an interpersonal idea. Thirdly, the third step is it becomes a group communication, group idea. So a group actually starts from what thing? Firstly, intra, secondly, inter, thirdly, it becomes a group. That is the point. Mainly to have to think about that in group. Group means not only firstly we can see a group. Firstly, what kind of point is there? What is the aim of the idea? So some kind of a gathering idea. Okay, group want some kind of a aim. Group want some kind of gathering idea. Group want some kind of organized objective. Then after that thing, we can see the group communication. So first we have to understand one thing. Start from firstly intra, it means one single person A. Secondly, it become interpersonal. It means trusted people can communicate with that single person. Then two, three people are there. After that, the two, three people communicate with some other two, three people, it become a group. So group actually starts from firstly intra, secondly inter, thirdly it become a group. That is the point. Okay, clear or not? Clear or not? You got the point or not? Tell me if you don't have idea about that. Please tell me. Again, I can explain you another way. Is it okay? Is it clear or not? Okay. Firstly, it starts from firstly intra. Secondly, inter. Thirdly, group. That is the system. But intra convert to inter. Inter. Inter convert what in group. Okay. One single person, two, three people. It becomes with one single person, with other two, three people, and more other people. So it become a group. Okay. After that thing, conversion is that thing. Okay. Convert. It's some kind of a development idea, some kind of a growing the idea. Okay. That's the point. So according to the group communication, we can see so many groups. Think about some kind of class or any kind of sport group or something. Think about cricket team or anything, and think about political party, another committee, school meeting or something, some kind of organization, some kind of volunteer group. That type of all the things we can have what thing group communication, group communication. So groups we can see every area, every situation we can see some kind of group. According to this kind of sudden situations in disasters or something happen, this type of things you can see some kind of volunteer people, volunteer service groups actually activate, and social activists are there. So they gather together and helping each other, helping other people. So that volunteer type idea also starting from one point. One person mainly go for that thing and he or she communicate with other people and automatically become a group. So volunteer service groups also we can add to as an example for this group communication. Okay, just we can read that passage firstly. And here the group communication is basically the communication that cause society and culture. Just highlight society and culture. Society and culture. Okay. Society and culture. 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 Because the society, society means this kind of situation. Can see families, villages, towns, districts, province. So many areas are there. So in the society, we can see so many groups. Think about schools are there. Okay, laborers, doctors, engineers. So many people are there. All the people gather together for helping other people. So services are there, transportation services. So many things are there. So this full society, this full community actually depend on one thing, group communication. Okay, more people are there. Okay, and we can see culture, our culture, other cultures also. Cultures also actually develop according to group communication because they gather to one kind of aim, one objective. Then they can develop a culture, music culture, political culture. Okay, think about entertaining, educational, whatever it is. Cultures actually depend on some kind of a aim and organized ideas are there and gather together and they have an objective, they have a target. So society and the culture also as example for what thing? Group idea. Okay, groups can develop some kind of cultures. Groups can develop most of the societies. You have to get that point. Okay. School societies. You also actually, I think you also actually remember with the school time. You also some kind of members for that side, that type of societies. You can see inter club is there, debating circle is there, media club is there, photography club is there. That type of clubs and forums, okay, that organizations, main example for one thing for the group communication. They gather together for one point. Okay, that's the idea. Think about. Then after that, it must have leadership and organizational goal. I told you recently. Firstly, it starts from one thing, one person idea. Intrapersonally, one person idea. One person idea. One person idea. That is the leadership. Just highlight the leadership idea. Okay. That person is the leader. That person lead the other people for one main goal, for one main aim or objective. I told you recently Hitler. Think about it. In Sri Lanka also another political parties you can see president also some kind of leader. That person can lead other people for one main goal, one main aim. So think about that thing. Leadership, main one. Group communication, main point. Mainly we can see a leader. Mainly we can see a leader. And secondly, what type of things we can see? Organized goal is there. Organized goal is there. Highlight the second one, goal. Okay, according to the group communication, we can see two main things. So mainly, leader is there, leader is there, and second point, we can see a goal. Sometimes say aim or objective or problem. All are same idea because leader try to gather the people according to a aim, according to objective. That person have objective, that person have a aim. So they organize one idea. A leader gather together people for one goal, one aim. Okay, that's the idea. So after that, there are few groups. There are few groups. Okay, that do not sometimes according to the like mainly leader and goals are there. Some few groups not like that. Some few groups mainly gathered together for one another idea. So, okay, it's a structural idea. So, that type of things. Think about the factories, school, or something. Think about that thing. They actually they interview the people and they hire the people. Sometimes in the schools you can see they interview the students and they detect people's calling admission applicants, and after that they interview that people and they get that students for the school. So that type of things also there. Mainly think about that. Some companies also same like that. They firstly call for that interviews or something, and after they selected some people and they call for them for that interview, and mainly face-to-face interview or a paper or something is there. After that thing, they select that people and they get that people as workers for that thing. So that also have a aim, but not mainly that political party or that type of things. Okay. Sometimes this differ, not all the times, but mainly we can see every group have a leader. And think about company also have a CEO, company also have a president, that type of people are there. School also have a principal, no? Deputy principal, principals, sectional heads for that thing. So university also have a dean, department heads. That type of things are there. Okay. So after uh, that lead main idea, organized and lead idea mainly we can see. That's the point. And groups firstly starts as intrapersonally. Highlight that. Firstly, I told you groups actually start from intrapersonal ideas, a single person idea, one person idea, intrapersonally. Okay, okay, just highlight. And secondly, convert to what thing? It convert to interpersonal ideas. 2-3 person work. 2-3 person work. Interpersonal ideas. Okay. Firstly, secondly, interpersonal idea. Firstly, secondly, interpersonal idea. Okay. That is the thing. And after that thing, and after that thing, finally it become what thing? I told you recently. Finally it become what thing? A group. Okay, think about. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, group. Okay, and what are the main two characteristics of the group communication? First one is what thing? It has a leader and it has a goal, visible or target, aim, objective that the people have. So all the people gather together for what thing? For that aim, for that objective, for that target. That's the point. After that, so it has spread little by little. See, step by step work, little by little. Okay, think about some situation. Think about you saw that Negombo area, that Katan area, that accident. You see that, and it's a cruel accident actually. That two bikes faced for that container trailer. How that thing, so this on spot dead, both people actually. And that time also you can see a group in there. It's actually starts from sudden situation. Okay, that two boys relations and that friends and some people comes and they burn that truck also, that container truck trailer also. That actually comes from the emotions, sudden emotions. And that time they are very because when anger that people have, emotions that people have because they are friends or they are relations or something, or they came and they burn all the things. But that's a sudden situation. Think about it's little by little thing, but sometimes we can see fastly it can develop. Okay, some accident or something happen. Most of people actually gather together for helping them, rescue them or something. Okay. After that thing, it's actually comes suddenly, but that also have a idea. That also have a aim. Think about. I ask question for you now. Think about that type of sudden situation. What disaster? Oh, accident or something happen like that suddenly, what is the actual point that people gather together? Accident is the point. Accident is disaster is the point. But I don't ask that thing. That is the situation. What is the actual idea that people have? What is the actual feeling that people have to develop that kind of a group suddenly? What's your answer for that? Why the people actually suddenly develop that type of a group? What is the reason for that? Point is accident or point is disaster, but that is situation. Why they develop that kind of thing suddenly? What is the idea for that? What's the reason for that? Any idea that you have, please tell me. Why they develop that kind of a group suddenly? Any reason that you know? Any reason that you know? Really? Any idea? Why they develop that kind of group according to the situation? Any reason for that thing? What is the reason? Mainly weekends. What is the reason? Think about any idea that you have. Okay, no problem. Why we develop that kind of groups according to the situation? Think about accident or disaster or why they want to develop that? Why they want to develop that? Think about what is the feel that people have? What is the feel? What is the feel or what is the requirement? What is need? Why they need that type of group? What they and according to that thing, what type of things you can see? What is the idea? Tell me. Think about logically and tell according to that. Now you have some ideas. Goals are there, leaders are there, organized, yeah, we know. And I told you so many examples to that thing also. But why suddenly we develop some kind of a group according to that type of situation? Any reason? Any reason? Any reason? Because that reasons actually can develop so many groups, types. We have discussed that in next subtopic, group types. Group types also depend on this thing. As a group, there's more strength than a single person. Yes, good. And people always actually, people have that idea. People always try to communicate with other people. And in that type of situation, think about accident or something, disaster, something happened. All the people have a sensitivity, and that's levels are totally different from each other. But think about all the people have sensitivities. All the people have humanity. That type of things are there. Some people don't have that type of things much more, but mainly most of the people have that humanity and helping each other and sensitivity about other people. So suddenly that type of groups actually starting from that is the point. They have a sensitivity, they have a humanity, and they want to help others and they want to rescue or helping other people and they want to know how you are, who you are, whatever it is. And think about disaster or something happens. Sometimes people don't know each other but they help. And it's an accident or something, okay, happens sometimes. The more people come together and they help you, but they don't know who you are. That's not the reason. That's not the problem. Because people have that always that idea. Sri Lankan people mostly have that thing. European people, some most of the people, European people, independent people, no, democratic countries. So they always looking for their thing. They never interfere for other people's ideas and never involve for other problems. Okay, they directly do that thing. Okay, but in Sri Lanka, this type of South Asian countries, most of people have sensitivity than European people. Okay, that's the actual idea. Because we always think about other people. We always think about other people's some kind of problems that people have. We try to help in each other's. Okay, this that gossiping thing or something is not a good thing. I never agree for that thing because why we want other people's things or something. And some people actually want other people's everything, every things. What are their favorite things? What are their skills? What are their abilities? What are their opinions? All the things some people want. That is not a good thing because all the people have privacy, but not that thing. I mentioned. I don't mention that thing. Okay, I mentioned this thing, but people always try to helping each other. That's a good thing. No? So that type of volunteer groups, that type of sudden, that type of groups actually starts from what idea? They have a humanity, sensitivity, and you are going to so okay, that's correct because one single person have a power, but it's not sometimes it's not enough for some kind of work. So we want some people, and that power, that strength, actually we can use to help other people or something. That is the idea. So get that point. In the exam, if they ask to write that thing, why do people actually gather together? They have a point because we are humans, we are people. We always try to help in each others. Then there are types which are formed according to the situation. You can see some types according to situation. What are the types that we can see according to the situation? What type of types we can see according to situation? In the next page, you can see that point. This every point have an example I can give you for that idea. And what kind of examples we can write according to these types. Okay. In the exam, if they ask to write what are the group main types, you can write these types. Okay. This is the classification of groups. Okay. Classification of group communication. Classification of group communication. So according to classification of group communication, this each bunch, all the things have some kind of examples. I can give some examples for you. You can write that thing in here, or you can write that thing in your book, or each group type have some examples. Okay. So firstly, we can see some kind of a random groups. Random groups. Random groups. Actually, we can see. Some kind of suddenly we can see some our friends in the past, actually our preschool level, grade 1 2 level, that type of time, some friends we can see suddenly. Think about a batch party or something. After 10 year 15 year, we can see our friends again. We don't have a contact with them mostly, but suddenly we can see our past actually best friends in the one area, match party or something. So suddenly we can see that we organize that thing, but suddenly we can see that people actually it's that emotion totally different from normal life. And think about a bus stop, a marketplace, that type of areas, we can see random groups. Suddenly they develop some ideas in there. So we can't plan that type of things. Okay, that surprises or something. Surprises we can plan, but more people don't know about that thing. It's some kind of random idea. So you can write that thing in the production, right? Sudden meetups, friends, sudden friend meetups, sudden friend meetups, sudden friend meetups, sudden friend meetups, and okay, and some kind of volunteer uh, groups, actually, volunteer groups, volunteer teams, as it suddenly comes, okay, according to situation, volunteer teams or something, okay, that type of ideas. And that type of things. Please write down that two things are mainly sudden meetups of the friends, and other thing is some kind of volunteer groups. A co-distribution, we don't know each others, but we gather together for help others or something. That is the two examples for that idea. Random groups, sudden friends meetups, and volunteer type groups. And the second one, okay, group found on emotions. This one you so that thing you watch that video, you can see that thing, sudden accidents or something. This time disasters or something, we can see some flooded areas. People go there and they feed them. They give some treatments for them. They give some things for them, and they try to rescue them. And the rescue teams and that type of things we can write to them. So emotions, just highlight the emotion. And first group type is random, highlight random. And I give examples for that thing like some meetups of friends and volunteer groups. Second one, emotions, just highlight the emotions and write down rescue teams, rescue teams, rescue teams, rescue teams, rescue teams. And other thing is, come on, in the people that gather in accident or disaster. Okay, the people that gather in a accident or disaster idea. Okay, the people that we can see gather together, what thing in a accident or disaster thing happen. We can see people gather. So that type of idea is also example for emotional idea. Accidents and disasters. Other thing is that rescue idea. So there are three things, examples for emotions, accidents, disasters, and rescue ideas. Three ideas of it. Accidents, disasters, and emotions idea. Three things are there. So first one, random two examples I gave you. Sudden meetups of the friends and that volunteer services. Second group type is emotions. Three things I told you. Rescue teams are there, accidents and disasters, that type of things. In that type of areas, we can see emotional groups are there. Think about that thing, uh, that idea. Third one is actually you. Group comes together to learn. Just highlight the learn. Okay, now you know three types of groups. Random groups, firstly. Random means sudden. Okay, unplanned action. Random is there. And second one, the emotions is there. And now I told you one thing that learn idea. Normally we can see so many groups, but then just write down. Schools, all the students gather together for one classroom. All the sections have 5, 6 classrooms in a school. And that thing actually learning ideas. So schools are there, private institutes, schools, private institutes, schools, private institutes, and universities. Schools, private institutes, universities, schools, private institutes, universities. Nursery things also you can add for that thing. All people gathered together for one point, that is education. That is schools are there, private institutes are there, universities are there, and nursery type, that type of things are there. That all the things, all the people gather together for one thing, developing their knowledge, or developing the experience of something, academical ideas, practical knowledge about any kind of subject. So that is the idea for, that is the example for learning groups. Okay. Now three groups are there. Okay, some meetups and volunteer groups, rescue, accident and disasters, schools, private institutes, universities, and some kind of nursery idea. Right? Then the fourth one. Fourth one is another various type of group actually policy policy making groups. Policy making groups. The main policy making group we can see and we can see every time in the TV news and sometimes we can see that in the newspaper ideas or something. Uh, Policy making groups mainly we can see where parliament. Just right there. The main example for that thing is parliament. Parliament. Rules and regulations, they do so many debates for that thing and they try to develop that type of policies, regulations, some ethics and rules. Policy making main group is actually parliament. And policy planners, there's some groups are there. And government have policy planning teams. So policy planning teams also there, directors. Think about directors are there. Some kind of think about the diplomatical levels and ambassadors, that type of people also there. Foreign ministries, ministries, that type of things also we can have the policy making thing. But all the things actually start from where? Parliament. Parliament is the main place to develop the laws and court we can't act for this thing because they actually maintain the justice and they safeguard the law. But laws actually start from here, policy making. It means parliament is the best example for policy making group. Policies means actually mainly government handled ideas. It's depend on the people's needs and requirements or government needs or requirements. It's actually connected with what the constitution. Policy making groups can develop that type of constitutions. So constitution is the main law of a country. All the country activities depend on what the constitution. So constitutions, we can see 72 constitution. Our country 78 JR constitution. Now also we use that constitution. And constitutions also depend on what in this policy making group's ideas. So policy making group main example is parliament. Parliament is the best example for policy making group. In the MCQ paper, if they ask to write what is the main example, they don't ask the main example, but think about if they ask according to following answers, what is the example for according to the making of policy making groups or something. If they ask a main example, you can write parliament. Other random type groups we can't see in the policy making. It actually very legal, genuine, professional peoples are there. And government actually appointed that people. And mainly president also some kind of involvement is there. And president appointed some persons for that thing. So policymaking groups mainly we can see in the parliament. Right. Now the fifth one. Now four things are already done around random means, sudden meetups of friends, and volunteer services. Emotional groups means accidents, disasters, and the rescue team idea. Okay. Learn idea, school, private institution, university, and nursery team. And policy making groups, main example is parliament. Now, last one, active groups. Active groups. Active group. Active group. Active groups. Active means mainly you can write so many things are there, but mainly you can write that social activists are there. That you can see that thing. You actually, I think you remember that go home thing in Sri Lanka and 2000 that 2020, 2021. After that, the go thing comes. That thing actually mainly a focus with these active groups, okay? Because social activists organize that thing. Social activists gather together in the social media. Then they plan to do this thing and they communicate with that university students and other people. And after that, public, normal, common citizens also go over there because they maintain that aim. Revolutionized aim is there. The active group, main examples, social activists are there. Okay. And other things, labor groups are there. Labor groups, labor parties, labor groups. Social activists are there. Secondly, labor groups are there. Labor groups are there. Social activists are there. Labor groups are there. Okay. And political parties also we can add to this thing. Political parties, no problem. Political parties also have some kind of active idea and political parties. You can add to this thing, political parties. Okay. That type of things are for the active group. So mainly, according to the classification, there are 5 types of groups. First group is random group idea. Second group type is emotional group idea. Third group type is learning group idea. And policy making group means that development law and that type of things, policy making group. Last one, active groups, labors, political parties. We can get that point for that. So that's the main classification of groups. Okay, right. Now move on to the next one. You can see some characteristics, and after that we can see some techniques about the group communication. Right. So here, group communication characteristics. Mainly now you know two main characteristics are there. If I ask what are the main two characteristics about the group communication, what do you answer? Recent passage we highlighted 2 points, and you can easily give me the answer. If I ask what are the actually main two characteristics about the group communication? The main two characteristics about the group communication. What that thing you can say? Main two characteristics about the group communication. What is your idea? Main two characteristics about group communication. Main two characteristics about group communication. You can see that in here also, but main two things are there. Recently highlighted. Main two characteristics about group communication. Tell me. Main two characteristics of group communication. 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 What is the idea? What is the idea? Main two characteristics of group communication. Main two characteristics of group communication. Main two. Main two. It's actually starting from that point. One actual characteristics is the main point to start in the group. Then after that things develop according to that idea. What are the main two characteristics about the group communication? Main two things are there. Main two things are there. Main two things. Main two characteristics. Main two characteristics about group communication. Main two characteristics about group communication. You know that you will form together and have a certain goal. Okay, but main two characteristics, yeah, we can see that in here. But before that, we highlighted that goal idea, okay. Goal is okay, yeah. Visible or goal is okay, but what is the first one? How the group actually start, how it starts. I told you recently how it starts, and after that, this thing, after that, this thing. How it start? That first idea is the main characteristic about the group communication. Recently, last passage we highlighted. And I give example to that one person name also I told. This person's and after secondly other things come. So goal is okay, second idea okay. But I need the first characteristic. Intrapersonal okay. Intrapersonal communication comes from what thing? It actually some kind of a person is there. So person is there means what thing? I add that thing in the characteristic second characteristic. What is the second but main characteristic for the group communication? Always form together, but who is the person actually first start that thing? That lead. Okay? Lead. So lead is the main first characteristic. Then leaders have goals, and that goals can what thing? Gather people together. Without that type of aim or without that type of leader or something, there's no any groups. Groups actually start from a leader idea, and the leader have aim or target or object. That is the point. Think about. So according to characteristics, the first characteristic of the group communication is Bhakti. Group is formed together. Group is formed together. Together for what? It's any kind of situation, any kind of aim, any kind of objective. For the volunteer service, we know that thing. Now groups, we know. For the random thing, for emotion, for learning, for policy making, for activity, for the protest or a picketing or a march or a meeting or whatever it is, gather together. Gather together ideas. They are all the ideas gathered together. Second one is the main one. Leadership is there. Okay. A group is formed together. It means it's some kind of organized idea is there. And together means people have better actually understanding. That's why all the people connected together. You can write that thing in there. Put a bracket and a group is formed together. It means one thing that people have what kind of idea? Better, proper understandings that people have. They can feel other people. They can feel other people. It means good, proper understandings is there. Proper understandings. Proper understandings are there. Proper understandings. Better, proper understandings are there. Better, proper understandings are there. That is the point. Okay. And the next one. Leadership, no, second one. Leadership, mainly the leaders actually what type of leaders means personalities. Okay. Ideal people, put bracket and time. Leader must be a okay, ideal person and leader have to maintain a personality. Okay. Leader have to maintain the qualities. Okay. Because other members actually follow these ideal ideas, personality, and the qualities. The leader don't have this type of things. What are the things actually members have to follow? Why that members actually follow that person? Okay, as a teacher or something, as a lecturer or something in my classes or physically or whatever it is, teach that students or other people have to get something from me. Without that thing, how I become a teacher, without that thing, how I become a lecturer or something, how I lead other people. Before that thing, have to develop some ideas in here, and other people's actually, it's actually useful. If it's useful, they actually follow me. Okay, but before that thing, I have to develop that thing for myself. So I have to be like ideal person. I have to be like a personality. I have to be like a quality maintain ideas in here. That's why other people follow me. If I am a leader, other people why they follow? Because I always maintain this thing or something. Not only me, all the leaders actually, all the peoples actually main leaders, all the leaders, political party leaders, president, prime minister, principal, whatever it is. All the peoples, if you want to be a leader or something, you have to maintain these three ideas, mainly that personality you have to maintain, your qualities you have to maintain, and your ideal quality, ideal structure you have to maintain. That's why other people follow you. Okay? In the future, you also can become a leader, team leader, CEO. We don't know. University dean, lecturer, lecture department head. We don't know. But if you want to become that type of person, you have to maintain three things, mainly the ideal qualities, which your knowledge, your experiences, your desires, your targets, your aims, your perspective that really need to one thing to navigate the other people for one aim, one target. You have to maintain your personality. Okay, you always like be like a forward person, not backward person. Anything happen, you have to maintain your forward look. Actually, you have to maintain your qualities, honesty. Okay, uh, straightforward thing. Okay, and patience, sensitivity, humanity, and aggressive speaking abilities, vocabulary. Okay, that is the vision. That all things you have to control. So that is the idea. Okay, get the point. Third one, there's goals are there. No? There are goals. There are goals means what kind of thing? Put a back attendance. There are goals means what kind of thing? This kind of education goals are there. Education, just right there. Education goals. Because the learning groups are there. Learning groups maintained by the education goals. Okay. Another thing we can see that think about dancing team or music band or singing choir, what it is. Then maintain one kind of goal, entertaining goal. They want to entertain other people. Entertaining goal. Think about music concert, band or something. They go to the outdoor concert or indoor concert, whatever it is, their main aim is one thing. We make an entertainment for that people gather together for their. Okay, we want to make some kind of happiness, mental relaxation for that people. That is the main point about that group. So entertaining is another goal. And think about political goals. We can see the political parties, political goals. Next election, okay, developing the vote, that type of things. Develop the interest from the voters or something. Political goals are there. And sometimes we see cultural groups are there, like Ram Balabalakaya, that type of people. Cultural goals are there. Near to that New Year time period, you can see that type of cultural teams come to the television live broadcasting programs and they singing, dancing, performing in there. That is the cultural idea. They want to develop cultural ideas. So education goals are there, entertaining goals are there, political, cultural, that type of goals are there. Goals means targets is actually start from one leaders, intrapersonal ideas, and after that, thing gather people together and and they helping each others or understanding each others. That is the point. So goals is the main one. This is the example for that. Next one, organized idea. Organized. 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 It's actually a word you can write in there. It's called hierarchy. 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 Hierarchy is some kind of top to bottom responsible line. Hierarchy, top level people are there and lower level, ground level people also there. Hierarchy just like down. Hierarchy. 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 And you can write a point is there for a dash and write hierarchy is the idea. But you can write this one, that one. Every group has some kind of hierarchy. And hierarchy inside you can see what type of idea. It is this thing, hierarchy. This idea is this thing. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Top to bottom. Okay. Responsibilities. Responsibility. Top to bottom responsibilities. They have to maintain that thing. Top to bottom responsibilities. CEO, think about CEO, and in here think of driver or something. They both actually two people have different type of responsibilities. Okay, this person also have, this person also have. How to maintain it as a driver, as a CEO. Organized means that idea. They have a proper aim, proper target, proper vision, proper limits, rules and regulations that people have, and that people have to maintain what thing? Their responsibilities. Top to bottom responsibilities. That is the point. Top to bottom responsibilities. That is the point. Okay. Clear, not think about. Now we discuss together idea, that is misunderstanding. Leadership means that ideal, responsible, personality based, culture based idea. Goals means education, entertaining, cultural, we write political ideas, we write. Organized means now top to bottom hierarchy, it's top to bottom responsibilities are there. Correct, that clear all the things or not? Clear, no? Before start the next thing, I just ask, is it clear? No. All the ideas, okay, no. Anything missing ideas are there? Any missed ideas are there? Please tell me. No, no, right. If there's some missed idea, missing ideas are there, please tell me. I can explain that thing again. And mainly think about the practical idea about the society-based thing, because group can develop societies. So society main examples we can use to explain this group communication more. So society example really need for this thing. So next one, fifth one. Not one by one, it's form many to many. Not one by one, it's form many to many. Not one by one, it's form many to many. Think about a reason I told you. Yeah, firstly it starts from one person. Yeah. But after that, it's not like a one person curve. Okay. Firstly, just start is one point curve. After that, you can see two, three people are there. And then they become another two, three people. Okay. So after that, it's actually a group. It's actually a group, not a one single person idea. We can see one by one. Many people with many people. As an example, I can give you that debating or something. You can debating. Debating have only four people are there, but you can see two teams are there. Two teams are there. Teams means some kind of group, but so debating actually two people's debating is not a group idea. But you can see school debating or something. Mainly they have 5 members in here, 5 members in here. 4 people we can see, but another additional person is there sometimes. Okay, 5 people with 5 people. Many people, many people, many to many. That's the thing. Not only that. Think of a cricket team or something. ICC World Cup or something. We can see that type of matches with another country. Okay, country with another country. 11 members with another 11 members. Many to many. Many to many. And last that finally that end that what that thing FIFA World Cup is there. Spain won the cup, no? And Argentina was that as a second. So Argentina, Spain, not only one person's side, their teams are there. Spain with Argentina. Spain with Argentina. Many to many. Good example. So all the sport actually games, team type that type of games, competitions comes but thing. Many to many. Many to many. Got the point, right? Very simple, lah. Not only not very difficult thing. Many to many means that you can write that thing. Highlight the many to many. Highlight the many to many. Not one by one word. Many to many. Many to many. Best example for that thing is the sport competitions. Yeah, debating. That type of things. Think about in the president election, we can see one person competition with another person, but provincial that parliamentary election or something, we can see political parties with another parties. They try to win the game. Okay, but president election also they represent a political party, so party with party, it's many to many ideas. Okay, so we can see that in every area. No? Many to many. Correct. The next one. Number less than 20 are small groups and number more than 20 are called receptive fields. So small groups are there. Small groups means less than 20. Less than 20. Less than 20 means but more than 5. Less than 20. 10, 15, that type of members are there, it means a small group. Okay. It means a small group. Okay. Small means not the 4. Less than 4 is not a group. It's an interpersonal idea. You know that thing. More than 5, but less than 50. That is small. It means 10, 15 people. Think about that. You can write the small group near to that thing, just write 10, 15 people. That is a small. 10, 15 people represent one thing, small group idea. Small group idea. And other that more than 20 people groups, we never call big group. There's no any big group. Okay. More than 20 people groups not are big groups. It has a specified name. That name is receptive field. Some kind of a field idea. Receptive field. Receptive field. Just had the receptive field. It means more than 20 means think about the school classroom, 50, 40 people are there. Think about a factory, 100 people are there. That type of ideas are more than 20 people group. It means a receptive field, not a simple idea. Receptive field ideas. Full people, more people are there. That's the idea. Receptive field. So mainly we can divide groups, mainly classification. 4 classifications are there: random, emotion, learn, active, that type of things are there. But according to that thing, we also have that more than 20, less than 20 idea. And mainly we can divide two types and five classifications. Think about the main two types are there. It depends on what in the amount of the members. So less than 20 and more than 20. Less than 20 is a small group. More than 20 is a receptive field. It's some kind of a big idea. But we never use big word. We use receptive field word. So less than 20, more than 20. And main classification, five classifications are random, emotion, learn, policy making, and active. That is the idea. Just highlight the small group and receptive field. In the paper, if they ask, what is the main two types that we can divide communication, group communication, according to the amount of the members, that is small group and receptive field. That's the idea. And the next one, sixth one, live communication idea, just like live communication. Live communication. Live communication. So live communication. Live communication means you can face to face type, okay, see the leader members' ideas get together. You can communicate with members face to face. That is a live communication idea. And the leader can communicate with you as a member, live communication. Face to face, two-way communications we can see. And you can put suggestions, objections, but they are lively, okay? Face to face. Directly you can communicate with that people and directly we can get the feedback from that people. You can see that thing in the meetings or something. That time leader is there, secretary also there, and other members can communicate with that person directly. Our suggestion is this thing, our objection. Okay, what is the point? We have another solution for this thing or something. We can directly get that point. That's why live communication is there. And put a bracket and write example face to face. One, not one way, it's two-way type communication. Two-way communication. Two-way communication. Two-way communication idea. Okay. Two-way communication because we can physically we can see directly their emotions, their ideas, and their things about the group thing. Okay, live, face to face, directly we can get the reactions. That is the thing. See, after that you can see that thing another way. Both one way and two way methods we use. Just highlight the one way, two way. Two way methods now you know that this live the next discussion or something in there, live idea. But one way idea is what thing? Some kind of president or the leader, they address the gathering, and that time we have to pay silent and attention for that speech. That is one way. After all the speeches, we can they give a suggestion objection period, and that time we can raise our voice. Okay, but we have to patiently listen to that speech from the leader. Okay, think about the school meetings, so sometimes you can see this point. Patiently, we have to attention for that speech. That is one way I need because leader address the gathering. Think about principal also. Principal address the students and the teachers. This one way idea. Okay, and after that thing, they give a chance for other people to communicate with them. Okay, one way and two way. Okay, and you can write the examples like that thing. Principal address to the children in the assembly. Okay, and president address to the parliament or something. Prime minister address to the parliament or something. Okay, president address to the cabinet or something. It's a one-way idea. Then after that thing, any ideas that you have, any opinions that you have, they ask from you. Then after that, you can communicate with them. But Firstly, you have to pay attention to that first one way communication ideas. Last one, you can work with them face to face. It means direct face to face, live now. Directly you can get the reactions. That is the point. Just write down, write and write the thing. Directly, directly you can get what the reactions. Reactions. Directly you can get the reactions. Directly you can get the reaction. That is the point. Directly you can get the reactions. Directly you can get the reactions. That is the point. Okay, right? Face-to-face ideas, that thing. Then after that, group communication techniques are there. Think about how the group actually maintain like this. Think about the type of groups. Think about parliament or something, government or something. It's actually a big group system concept of how it actually maintain like this. So, so many responsibilities are there, so many areas are there, different workloads they have, different members that they have organized differently with each other groups. So it's actually a well planned action. So what are the activities, what are the techniques that we can use to maintain a group like this? First thing, preparation. Preparation means you have to maintain your things. You have to pre pre-organize your things before that type of group activities. Pre-organize your things before your group activities. You can write that thing. Pre-organized, not a post idea. It's a pre-organized thing before the group activities. What type of things we can do for that thing? Write down this thing. Minutes writing. You can see the secretaries of any kind of committee or something. They write what thing? Minutes. Minutes. Minutes, right? Okay. Writing the minutes. Okay. And develop some reports. Okay. Develop some reports. And they develop some presentations. Why they develop some presentations? Why they develop some reports? Why they develop some minutes and they note down their thinking? They note down the minutes or write in the minutes or something, no problem. Why? That's the preparation. That's the preparation. Without that type of things, how it becomes some kind of a responsible role. If you represent a role in the meeting or committee or something, think about the secretary or something. Secretary always do that stationary things, that all the things actually develop from that person, maintained from that person. So he or she have a main responsibility to write down these all things, note down these all things, and record all the things actually that person has. So that person have to give out thing, this type of things they can do. Minutes writing, report writing, and presentation they can do. Preparation, but before the meeting or before the thing. Okay, after the meeting, they have to note down that meeting day things, and next meeting day they have to represent that thing. That is the system. Okay. And second one, time management. The best example for time management is something very simple. We can write timetable for that thing, timetable. Or main point is agenda. We can maintain agenda. We can maintain agenda. Agenda. We can maintain agenda. Agenda or timetable. We can maintain according to what? According to the meeting's idea, according to the organization, according to the committee-based idea. What is? Schools also have timetables. Universities also have a timetable. Okay, and every think about a special day or something, media day or photographic day or school of time day or whatever it is. Think about Independence Day, that type of main public celebration ideas also have what type of thing or agenda is there. That type of things also have agendas because it's well-planned action. President is there, other members are there, parliament members are there, opposition leaders are there, other countries' ambassadors are there, three forces are there, police people are there. It's a well-organized action. And that technique's really important to that thing also. Agenda is a really neat idea. Agenda. It's a very important idea. Think about it. Agenda. Next thing, use of lighthouse method. Use of lighthouse method. What is that lighthouse method? It's actually simple to understand. Actually, same like the lighthouse. Lighthouse, you know. Lighthouse, you know. Light. Think about it. Lighthouse. What is the actual verb for lighthouse? What is the purpose for lighthouse? What's the actual purpose for lighthouse? Lighthouse means think about where the lighthouse actually we can see. Never seen. What is the purpose of the lighthouse? It can develop a huge light, huge some kind of indication light symbol. Like, so that light can indicate what type of things. Is a land in here, that thing okay. And the other thing is it can navigate the sailors. It can navigate the sailors and it can make a message for the sailors. And after that, that thing that sailors can understand what's the range between that ship and the land, that land, what's the range between that thing, and where the proper place to put anchor, where the proper place to put our anchor. So that also really important point from that this idea, lighthouse idea. And the leader must be some kind of a lighthouse. Why? Leader have to navigate the people. Leader have to navigate the people. And leader have to follow all the people's idea like lighthouse. Lighthouse actually spread the light for every area like this. Think about it's a lighthouse. Okay, some kind of a lighthouse. Let's see like that. Some kind of structure like this. No? This kind of structure you can see. It's in the sea area. This one sea area. Okay, think about. And that type of idea. Okay. So this lighthouse actually develops some kind of like this. So actually more area. It's spread for the so long area. So sailors can see this. Sailors can see this, and it's navigated them where this lands and what's the distance between this land and our ship. Totally, we can see like that in the meeting or something, leaders actually talking to other persons use the podium in the stage, and after that you can see some members in the audience. Okay, and same like the leader is here. Leader have to navigate the people same like the lighthouse. That is the thing. Okay. So lighthouse navigate the sailors, lighthouse develop a message directly for the sailors, and lighthouse maintain that idea, lighthouse follow the all the areas. Same like leader also navigate the members, leader maintain the idea, leader have to pay attention for all the peoples, like all the peoples, like lighthouse. That is the point. Leader have to maintain attention for all the people. Pay attention for all the people. So Lighthouse method have two ideas. First thing, navigate the members. Second thing, pay attention for all the people. Just write down the two things. Navigate the members and pay attention for all the members. Navigate the members and pay attention for all the members. Navigate the members and pay attention for all the members. Navigate the members and pay attention for all the members. Navigate the members and pay attention for all the members. That is the point. Navigate the members and pay attention for all the members. That is the point. Next one. Addressing using technology. Addressing using technology. Just highlight the technology idea mainly. Addressing using technology. Technology highlight. Technology. Highlight technology. And what type of technology we can use? Microphones we can use. Microphones we can use. Now multimedia projectors we can use. Multimedia projectors we can use. And now we can use what thing? Social media. Okay. That fits. And web meetings or something we can use webcams. And we can use websites also. That type of things are examples for technological type. Okay. Microphones we can use, multimedia projectors we can use, social medias we can use, webcams we can use, websites we can use. For what thing? To develop the idea, to develop the organized idea and organize the people. That is the point. Organize the people. That is the idea. And this is using technology. Microphones, okay. Sound systems also we can use. Multimedia we can use, social media we can use, webcams we can use, websites we can use. Okay, that's the point. Next one, impressive speech. Impressive speech. Actually, leader have to use this thing properly. Leader, if the leader's speech can impress the members, that is a good point. That impression can develop what type of idea? That impression can develop some kind of organization idea. And impression can develop people's attitudes. That impression can develop people's respect, people's sensitivity. Think about government, maybe president, how to speak other people, how to speak other people's, deliver their ideas, very sensitive, very patient, politely. That is the thing. So impressive speech, put a bracket and write. This type of thing we can see in there. Impressive speech, think about the rhythm, okay, sensitivity, okay, patience, yes, patience, okay, rhythm, sensitivity, patience, and clearness, clarity, okay, and the vocal tone also really important for that thing. Think about a motivational speaker or something, they have to maintain the vocal tone as a positive vocal tone. That positive vocal tone can impress the people positively. That's the point. Tone also really important. And the flow and the speed also really important. Speed and the flow. Think about debating or something. Okay. That type of things. The flow and speed really important to make some kind of challenge for other team. That also really important. That also really important. Think about that. Okay. That also really important. This is speech. Right? It can develop impress. It impress the people, impress the members. That is the point. Right? Okay, the next one. We have to write down all the best speech, not only a language knowledge. People, all the people can speak, no problem. But this is not only a language knowledge. This is some kind of understanding about the situation, understanding about the receiver's literacy, and understanding about the media. Then you can develop some kind of speech, like a very attractive speech. And we can see the best good person is there for that. And that think about Mahinda Rajapaksa, that person always use what type of words, some kind of a nationality based words to attract the people. He always use that word like ape hamdurni, that thing. Why he developed that type? Why he want that type of things? Why the ape hamdurni thing always? Because Sri Lanka as a Buddhist cultural based country, we have to know about that. We know that thing. Mainly Buddhist people are here. Okay, Buddhist people are here. Then, according to that point, he used that point as some kind of make impression for the Sri Lankan Sinhala and Buddhist people. Most of people are Sinhala and Buddhist people are there. So he used this point as a point, attractive point, attractive point. Think about attractive point. So that point really helpful for what to make the votes, make the celebrity type of idea about not the celebrity, but make a popular, very powerful base person, right? So same way we can see the words can impress the people. We can see again in the Anukumar Dissanayaka's election campaign. And that campaign also, Anurag Kumar also a best speaker like Mahinda Rajapaksa. We have to know about that. We know about that. Without that thing, they can't develop this type of vote type. Mahinda Rajapaksa also still Mahinda Rajapaksa is Mahinda Rajapaksa. Still the people really like that person. Why? Their speaking ability, their tone, their rhythm and the flow and their words that they use. It's a tactic, it's a trick, some kind of a trick idea, but we have to understand that is the impressive speech. That impression can develop so many words for them. Anukumar Disanayak also plays for that thing. Anukumar Disanayak also used that thing. He used that thing. He used that thing and he developed some kind of impressive speech. And that speech actually developed their words. You think about in the 2015, yeah? 2015, 3% votes. Think about out of the 2000 that now 2020, 24, 25, that time period, 24. Think about. And that time period takes 59%, near to 60. That type of vote actually develop. How it happens? How it happens? Mainly the speaking ability. The mainly point actually their speech always they point out one aim, one target. Okay. Mahinda Rajapaksa also similarly do that thing in the past. Point out, point. They develop some speech according to a point. They always very trustful flow they used to speak. Okay, so that's why it's really important for the group communication. Okay, impressive speech have so many things, lot of things you have to think. Right. The next one, next point, next point, next point. Next point is non-verbal methods can be used. Just in here also interpersonal work with you and me in here, but now also I use so many non-verbal things in here. Signs, symbols, colors, and hand signals, emotions, expressions, so many things I use. Okay, but think about As a group or something, we have to use so many non-verbal things like political parties have a symbol, political parties have logos, political parties have colors. Okay, political leaders have some kind of a different type of non-verbal skills. Okay, talking ability, that using their hands, using their movements, emotions, expressions, totally different. That Mahinda Rajapaksa brown mix dark maroon color, gold type national with that Sartaki. Okay, it's actually there's a Kurahan color. You know Kurahan? That Kurahan color is there. It's some kind of a ground level people also actually touch Mahinda Rajapaksa because wow, so Kurahan color. Kurahan color means that farming people, that ground level people also actually we maintain, we want that people. That idea Mahinda Rajapaksa expressed using that color. That is an unverbal thing. Unverbal. Think about it. And Mahinda Rajapaksa, okay. Mahinda Rajapaksa used that point. And Nandu Kumar used one thing. That watch is there. Watch, double pocket shirt. Unverbal. Double pocket shirt. Every time you wear double pocket shirt. Now also same like that. They made using a watch, wearing a watch, and the hairstyle same. Okay. And after that thing, talking sometimes they use some kind of this type of hand movement is there, and expression is the all things they maintain as a well maintained non-verbal things. So after that, people mainly attract to that thing, mainly attract to that thing. So non-verbal methods we can use colors, shapes, movements, expressions, wearings, all things. Okay, non-verbal. We can write the movements. Example, like movements, moves, expressions, moves, expressions, moves, expressions, moves, expressions, and some kind of symbols, and logos, that type of things. Okay. Many political parties mainly use this type of things for their develop the impression for the people. The next one. Those who are given time to speak, I like the time to speak category good point. Time to speak, time to speak, time to speak, time to speak. Time to speak means that what I did. Time to speak means that time to speak means that suggestion, okay, objection, period. Okay. Any suggestions or objections? They ask any suggestions or objections? In that time, you can raise your hand and you can tell that, yes, we have objection. I object for that. I yes suggest these things. That's right. Suggestions and objection period. That is the time to speak, guys. Okay. Suggestions and objection period. That is the time to speak, guys. They give a chance for you to give their suggestions or objections directly face to face. Right? That is the point. Suggestion, objection period. Next one, purposeful idea. Purposeful idea means normally we know group communication have aims, targets, objectives, that ideas. Purposeful means that idea. Target, aim, object is there. Just right. You have to talk with your members with one thing, a goal, goal, an aim or target. Goal, aim or target. Goal, aim or target. Okay, how to maintain that? How to use that? Okay, goal, aim and target. Goal, aim and target. Mainly lead how to maintain that purposeful idea, how to maintain that goal idea, how to maintain that R targets. If the leader have that type of goal and members can follow that thing and that leader can navigate the people for according to that goal, that's a very good idea. And every team, every group need a goal. Every team need some kind of target, proper target. That is the thing. Next one, well organizing. Well organizing. Well organizing. Well organizing. Well organizing means that this type of things, just right. Mainly responsibilities are there. Well organizing means responsibilities. Okay. Responsibilities are there. Responsibilities are there. Okay. And rules, regulations. Okay. Rules, regulations are there. Rules, regulations are there. Okay. And time management also really need for that organized time management and that ethics, guidelines. Firstly, we have to express that. Firstly, we have to represent that thing. Guidelines, responsibilities, ethics, regulation, rules we have to follow. We have to develop. Then the other people can follow that thing. But firstly, we have to organize it. Firstly, we have to develop that time. Then after that, we can move to other things. Next one. Using a polite way to communicate with others. Using a polite way to communicate with others. Polite way, highlight a polite way. Polite way. Polite way. Not only polite, you have to show some what thing? Respect. Show some respect. And show some humanity there. Okay? And show some respect, show some humanity, understanding. Okay? That thing we want. Okay? Want to be a member or a group or something. Firstly, we have to respect for the leaders. Firstly, we have to respect for that ideal peoples. Without that thing, how we can maintain that as a group? Okay, you have to understand it. Responsibilities mainly we discuss in here, but polite, respectful, humanity, understanding, right? And we have to actually maintain the patience. We recently also we discussed the thing, patience and maintain the personality, and we have to respect other people's personality. Okay, we can't schooling for them without any problems if there's a problem, but we have to go with that thing as a genuine way, professional way, not be like some kind of route for that people. Mainly, we have to focus with that thing. That person knows have personality. That person knows have privacy. So we have to deal with that. We have to deal with that thing like a genuine way. Okay, mainly leaders, presidents, deal that thing as genuine professional way. Okay. There are responsible, just highlight responsible because it has a limit. Maintain that limit. We have to can't against for that limits. We can't spoil that image. School or think about sports, sports have some kind of for the sports me. But we have to win the game. If we lost the game, we have to mainly patient for that thing. For sometimes some leaders navigate the people, maintain the people who working. If you lost the game, you have to attack other people. Can't. Don't do that. And so I really appreciate that type of leader in Sri Lanka. That person is who? The Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit, the Cardinal in Sri Lanka, and appointed upon the Pope, the Vatican. So Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit, Cardinal actually after the East attack, most of the Catholic people getting aggressive for that thing, and that thing they try to develop a revolution on that time, develop some kind of struggles with the Muslim people. But that time, Cardinal says one thing: no, that's a good actually idea, responsible. He have the responsibility about the Catholic people in Sri Lanka and that area, and he said one thing: if you do this thing, if you hit or if you develop a fight, if you develop a struggle, if you develop a conflict between that Muslim peoples with you, if you do this thing, you and terrorists don't have a difference. If you do this as a Catholic, Jesus never tell that type of thing. Jesus always said, love your neighbors, love your neighbors. Not for hit your neighbors or struggle with your neighbors or some never love your neighbors. So if you do this type of problem, if you do this thing, you and that terrorist people don't have a difference. You and that people are both are same if you do this thing. Don't do this thing. Be a responsible Catholic person. Be a responsible Christian person. Respect for that philosophy by the Jesus. Don't do this thing because that is terrorism. That is not the humanity. And other Maulavis also developed that type of fight. Maulavis, they say we actually not accept this type of attacks because Allah never told that type of thing for us. We are traditional, we respect Muslims, we are traditional Muslims, we never accept this type of extremism work. There's some kind of extremism ideological group work. This is not our work. Okay? And we never support for this thing and be against for this thing. They also develop that type of idea. That is the point. Actually, it's not going for overcomes for some kind of a struggle in Sri Lanka. Sometimes some person try to develop that type of idea, but this religious leaders actually responsibly handle that thing in their. Otherwise, it become a huge struggle in Sri Lanka again. But that is the responsible way. So, best example, if in the exam they are how the leader become a responsible worker, a responsible person in the group communication. Explain this with examples. You can put this example for that thing. East attack time period, how the cardinal handled this situation and how the Maulavis handled this situation. So best example for responsible way. Responsible way means think about it. A lot of things are there. Responsible means so many things you have to think. So many things you have to think. Problems things you have to think. It's not a simple thing. So very actually big idea, huge idea. Most of the Sri Lankans, Buddhist and Sinhala people are there, but seaside coastal area, that most of the people actually Catholic people, they always with the struggling with their working, their jobs. Jobs means they always most of people are fishermen are there. Fishermen families are there. And they always struggling with the sea, they always have the pain about that. But they patiently listen to that idea and that. So we have to respect to that thing. We have to appreciate that responsibility. Okay. And that state leaders also have to maintain their responsibility. Okay. Now you see that is the track that Pujita Jayasundar and Hemasiri, the former Secretary of Defense, and that thing Pujita Jayasundar, police DIG in the reform. And now they don't do their responsible work, and now they have the sentence, and now the thing court give a decision for that time. 268 people dead, 268 people dead, and 564 people injured. That is the attack. Actually, that thing happened irresponsible leadership. Irresponsible leadership. Okay. So group communication is the main thing in a country. Presidents, parliament, defense, all the things, groups are there. Well responsibility bond to maintain that area. That's the thing. So that's the idea. So group communication, responsibility, leadership, understanding other people's emotions, feelings, all the things gathered together, responsibilities are there. Okay, that's the point. Okay, now we go to the next one, public communication. We have a small, actually, 9 minutes we have. I just explain what is public communication, then I give a homework for you. Then you can write that thing. And before the next Saturday, I give a MCQ paper for you and structure paper for you. Now you can start your revision sessions also for this thing, and you can do the paper and send it to me. We can discuss that thing in here in your session, and you can write the questions and send it to me, and full paper. So, and I check that thing and I give you, and I can tell you what are the weak points, what are the points, what are the good or bad about your answers. And normally we do that thing now also, but weekly we have to write full papers, and weekly we have to do MC papers. Okay, and this week we start with that thing. Okay, and public communication. Just we read the first passage. Public communication is usually the types of the communication that can be managed and influenced by a group of people within a certain limit. Just highlight certain limit. It has certain limit. Certain limit is there. Certain limit. It's kind of range is there. Think about a public marketplace, public playground, public park or something, place or the supermarket or something, bus stop, but not bus stop, bus stand or something, train station or something. That type of area, certain limit is there, area is there, and that is the public idea. More people are there, but it has a certain limit is there. Okay. And generally, examples are demonstrated highlight. demonstrations, marches, okay, marketplaces, mobile vendors. Mobile vendors means that food park, food park. Just not food park. That's a developed idea. Food park means bakers actually they develop a mobile bakery system. So the thing they sell that their products in the mobile way. And not only bakers, actually vegetables, fruits, eggs, chicken, so many things are there after that. And the partner hatti partner bhakti partner treating, you know that thing. That disabled things actually sometimes of some plastics, some steel things, electronic equipments, they collect that thing. Okay, broken things, collect that thing, and they all the things collect and go there. They recycle that thing. They use that thing for develop another productions. So mobile vendors and that type of people also public communication ideas. This is way to gather people in one place. That's why public that playground or something idea comes. Think about public playgrounds. We can see some kind of meetings are there. The meetings, all the people gather together in the public playground. So ground, auditoriums for the indoor concerts. You can see that indoor concerts in the auditorium. So that type of idea is also public communication. Okay, people in one place. Sometimes technology can be used for this. It is feature and benefits are as follows. Sometimes we can use some microphones, LED panels, sound systems, mobile actually sound systems, this type of things. Posters, campaigns, banners, cutouts, handbills, um, loudspeakers, that type of things we can use. So that's the idea, just public idea. Okay, examples are that type of practical examples. Next day we can discuss about the characteristics and the benefits about that public communication. And just now you can write the homework about today homework, and please finalize the thing and send it to me tomorrow. And tomorrow I can give you a paper, MCQ paper, morning time, and after that you can finalize that thing. And I plan another next session next week. We can discuss that thing, and structure paper also I can send you, and try to finish that thing within 2 days, and send it to me. And I can check the full paper, and I can put the marks, full marks, and can maintain what's the actual grade that you have now. You can maintain that thing after that week by week. Okay. And now the homework is this thing. Homework is this thing right now. Uh, according to the communication types, 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 according to the communication types. How, how, according to the communication types, how the group communication affects, 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 how the group communication affects for the development of the society or culture, for the development of a society or a culture, for the development of a society or a culture, for the development of a society or a culture, for the development of a society or a culture, for development of a society or a culture, or a culture. And you can write the characteristics, examples, their responsibilities, benefits, so many things are there. Just write all the things together and develop a correct answer, accurate, creative answer, and send it to me. Just write it down. and tomorrow you can send it to me. And I send another MCQ paper for you tomorrow and do that thing. And please put the timing and do that thing. MCQ paper, 2 hour paper, try to do that thing. Put a stopwatch and do that thing. And structure paper, 3 hour paper. Each one question, it means 5 questions are there in the structure paper. Each one question need only 35 minutes, and 5 questions means 2.5 hours. We can finalize the full paper and try to maintain that time and put a stopwatch and do the structure paper also, MCQ paper also. Okay, right. Then this question, I give a 16 marks for this thing because characteristics are there, benefits are there, culture and society. So many examples you can put in there. And 16 marks means 1.5 page answer. You can write that thing and send it to. Then okay. If you have a free time for the every Tuesday morning, please we can change that thing for the morning, no problem. Because evening time, okay, the morning time actually I'm free, and you can put that class for the morning time, no problem. Because after that you can do the paper structure, paper discussion also in this one, and we can do the class actually not only 2 hours, after that 3 hours we can increase that thing, and next after that additional hour we can use to discuss the paper, physical paper, and the structure questions also. It's really needed because that physical class people actually they do works at 5-6 hours with me, physically, and you can't come like that, 5-6 hours. You can't do the online classes, but we can do that in here. If you put that in the morning time, it's really helpful, and we can do some more paper discussions and question discussions for this thing. I think it's better, and because evening time 5 to 7 I have a class. After 7 to 9 you have a class. After this midnight, that thing actually really problem to do some papers or something because attention and focus, that type of things are going. But morning time, if you do that freshly, you can do the MCQ paper, and after that, you can discuss that thing, and I can explain you how to write the questions or something. But first, do the MCQ paper safely. After thing, I think next week, if we can put this class for the morning, 7 to 9 class, to the 8:30 to 10:30 is really better, and 8:30, 11:30, yeah. 10:30, 11:30, we can discuss the paper and structure question problems also. I think it's better. Um, think about it and tell me. Because morning time I'm free, you can do that in the morning. It's actually really helpful for you also. Then okay. Then next time, please do the homework and send it to me. And other papers also I can send you tomorrow. Then okay. Thank you for joining, and see you next time. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Be safe. Finish.